thought we would eat craft dinner. Of course we would.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Money Masters. And now, your Money Masters, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you being with us. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Market-wise out here, we have happening, folks. You get the Dow down 52, Nasdaq's off 16, S&Ps are off 3.5. Gold is taking a hammer, and again, that's down 26. You get silver up 59. Platinum is down 4. Bonds up 20, and you get the dollar up 4 ticks. What's happening, brother?
Loving life, man.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Loving life. You look great this morning on CNBC.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good interview.
Yeah. Well, you know, what was interesting, and folks, you can check out the interview at the CNBC, is that everything came to fruition on Monday morning. I mean, you know, what moves that are this large, folks, meaning, you know, the gold contract did just what the Nasdaq had basically done. You know, when we've been talking about that. Yes. 6 weeks, 30% up. It had taken over those swings without the juice, and that's what happens in moves like that.
Right, right.
But the aspect of having the GLD on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, I mean, the USA Today, you brought it in.
Yeah.
Then the Wall Street Journal, and then with Maria coming up and
doing a special. Or,
and saying the special, I says, okay, you know, that's close. Now, the great news here, which is really kind of cool, which is real cool, is that if this volume continues like it is, we will actually have, and this is where this always gets deviant, okay, that you're going to have volume at the high and volume off the high. Now, that's bearish and bullish. Yeah. But in the longer term, it's still bullish. And the amazing part about it is that, of course, folks won't believe it. This is where it always gets cool. And unfortunately, folks, it's going to be the folks that bought in at the very end here. Sure. You know, when I say the end, the last $400 or $500, whatever that is.
Right, right.
But that's how it's looking at this point. So we'll see. What does happen, though, is that this will take a good year and a half to straighten itself out. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that because you build a huge floor, and that's what it needs.
Yeah, so on the weekly basis, right, on a weekly basis, we'll have a big, huge candle with volume up at the top.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct. And I mean, where I'm going...
Big, huge candle.
Huge. Monster. Okay? So that's... Markets don't end on volume. If you go back, we can go back to the 2000, I can go back to bring you any market. What happens at those levels that you end with dramatically lighter volume. Dramatically lighter, too. So in this case, what we're going to have is that you're going to have, we should have volume at the top and off the top. Now, what that does is that it pushes big numbers on the way down. But what it also does is say, okay, it's not over, and we very well can get an acceleration all the way back up again.
So where do you think this will? You think this will fall all the way back into the 1570 area?
Yeah. Okay. 15 is, and that's
1550, 1570.
And what happens here? This is where this gets intriguing, folks. Is that when you get pullbacks that are this dramatic, right? Yeah. 1550 should be the normal deal. It won't be normal though. It'll go further than most folks think. Because what happens, folks, is that it looks like it comes out of nowhere, but this didn't come out of nowhere. And so normally the extension is more, which we got, and then the contraction is more. And gold loves to trade like this. You know, we've had 2 large corrections over the last 10 years. You know, we had the 40% correction in 2008. Well, we had a 26% correction in 2006. Now, just a 20% correction, 25% correction is $500. Yeah. So, you know, that sounds insane. Right. But you know what? Percentage-wise, that is only 20%. That's nothing. You know, now, the thing that's going to be great is that we should end up with a trading range that's absolutely insane, meaning huge. Yeah. You know, so that's going to set up a huge amount of buying and opportunities. Yeah. Particularly because people won't believe it anymore. See, that's, I mean, isn't this sick? I mean, I'm telling you, folks, these moves, you know, you're going to have a lot of fun the next year.
I got to tell you, we've got an incredible, gifted, talented, smart audience out there.
Yes.
Okay, because you know, they know about Tiger Metal Exchange.
Right.
And over the last several days, we have been deluged by packages.
That's awesome.
I mean, you know, we're having a banner record month.
Right.
You know, which is great because, you know,
right.
we want folks to get the most.
Right.
You know,
that's right.
Convert their jewelry and get the most money for it. And, you know, I mean, I was here till late last night.
Sweet.
And yeah, and I told you woke me up this morning.
Yes.
Because I fell asleep. I woke up at 4 and thought about, man, maybe I'll come in because there was so much work to actually do. And I said, nah, I can't do that. I need my rest.
Right.
But I had CNBC on, and I fell asleep. And as soon as I heard Tom's voice, I woke up just like that.
Right. And so, you know, folks, there is definitely, I mean, you know, I've been doing this a long time, but there is a huge advantage, there's no doubt about it, particularly in the gold market, having the Tiger Metal Exchange, too. Because Steve was telling me the other night, so picture this. At 5 o'clock, we have to move everything out anyway. Right. We don't have to, but you want to if you want to basically be a big player in this business. So what ended up happening, he's telling me the story about, you know, okay, so now we had buyers that wanted 10-ounce bars, right? And they're really liquid. They're great, folks, okay? Well, he's telling me that we couldn't get them, okay? But the reason we couldn't get them is not that they weren't there, but everything was a hot potato.
It was absolutely the hot potato. It was like, okay, who was the holder of that, you know?
Exactly.
You know,
so,
and at 5 o'clock at night, you know, couldn't find 10-ounce gold bars, couldn't find 10-ounce platinum bars.
Right. Right.
And
it wasn't because they weren't there. At, you know, 6 o'clock in the morning when everyone's open, you could have bought as many as you want. Even the next day we could. I mean, that's what ended up happening. That in itself is telling you that the people that actually have the money that are cashing this out every day is saying, hey, I can't hold this. We're dealing with a large group on a dealer network basis, you know. Like nobody wanted to hold that hot potato. No,
not at $2,000 an ounce. There was no way.
No, exactly, because the spreads are way too small, folks. The spreads are very small in the currency markets.
Yeah, and if you didn't, you know, and look, if you didn't, you know, yesterday was a painful day. Yeah. You know, for folks. Depending on what they took in, when they took it in, you know, absolutely.
No doubt, no doubt. Market-wise out here, you know, it's going to get interesting because what you have here, it looks to me, you know, the swing points, folks, that are out there are proven that, you know, they're having some tough times out here, meaning the 15th, 16th, and 17th of August. And, you know, Europe came into them and they couldn't handle it either. So it looks like there's going to have to be more cars in order to do anything here.
Well, this is what, you know, and I don't recall if I did it during our Money Master show or I did it during when I was filling in for Basil yesterday. Okay. But and it might have been at both. And you know, one of the things that I like to look at is what's going on in the futures marketplace because you get trading for most part you know, all day round and evening. And what I was showing folks was that once we got up to the 1186 in the ES Mini, that we were going to run into some, you know, that was going to be a place where you would start seeing people take profits. It was normal because what we were dealing with, folks, we were dealing with a 0.786 Gartley pattern, which is a great place if you want to go ahead and play the counter trend.
Right. Oh, I see.
And I had to, and I just got on a 60 minutes, so you know, a wide enough time frame. You know, and sure enough, and what we did here, folks, is it got up to the high was let's see here, 1188. You know, and I had 1186. 17, 1186.31. So, you know, that's close enough for our type of work.
Totally.
But what I was really saying was, you know, because my expectation is that what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move higher up into whether it's, I don't know whether it's going to be tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday.
Okay.
But, you know, that's what I'm looking at, and that's what we discussed during my webcast last night for my subscribers when we took a look at all the other celestial things that were out there.
Right.
Now, what I also mentioned was that today is going to be kind of one of these interesting days. And interesting because celestial-wise, what we've got is we've got our 0.618 planets that have lined up with each other. And those planets are Venus and Pluto. All right, it takes 225 days in order for these to line up on the major conjunctions that we look at. Well, today is one of those major conjunctions, which is trine.
Isn't that cool?
And if you take 225 and divide it by 365, you'll get 61.6. Well, 618, that's, you know, so those two planets line up. Now, it's a longer-term deal. and so I've just been kind of taking a look at, this is, will our market pull back to a 0.618 and then take off for the next couple of days?
Right.
Or, I'm really trying to study the action because, it's important to be taking a look at the volume that's going on, see if there's any other clues out there.
Yes.
But see, today is one aspect, okay, and it's a longer-term aspect when I take a look at things.
Yes.
But if we take a look at all the lunar aspects that are taking place next week, and there are some other aspects, planetary aspects, that also line up at the same time. That's where I believe next week is the bigger, Monday or Tuesday is really the bigger punch, which really, quite frankly, fits in to this 0.618 aspect. Because when we take a look, if we go back and take a look at the SPY, the dollar, what have you, we're looking to, on the longer term moves, on the daily, we're looking to sell this at the 0.618, right?
Right.
Big time. That's where we're really looking for a big clue. Folks, it's really all kind of lining up, which is wild. Really so wild. So.
And listen, folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN. You can test drive Steve's letter for a full month. It's a money back. Well, it's a money back guarantee.
Yeah, you can't lose. There's no way to lose. Plus, what's really great is the folks that are signing up, they're able to go back and take a look at all the archives. And so much of what I do is visual, just like we're doing here is visual, and it's video oriented. Probably half of my newsletters are video oriented, where I'll actually do a video, go through charts, show folks what it is that we're looking at, and just try to help educate people and also understand what's at least going on in my mind from a thinking standpoint. Doesn't mean that you have to agree, but it's just a great way to exchange my thoughts on what's going on as opposed to sitting there and trying to type everything out.
Well, you bring up a great point, because when on Monday, also on CNBC, they had a guy there, that felt the gold was going to go to 7,000. Yeah. And I really liked his thinking, though. Do you know what I mean? So it's really cool when you can do the foundation and inside it. And I says, I don't see the 7,000, but what he was saying was valid. Yeah. There is no two ways. So it's great when because then people can make decisions based on that deal. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. And listen, folks, if you'd like to see the video of me on CNBC this morning, you can go right to the front page of TFNN.com. And the reason that the 7,000 to me is whacked out is that if you believe that it can go that high, folks. Yesterday you were talking about, okay, why if you're in the yen, you should take the yen and go buy real estate.
That's right.
When I look at it, I say, hold it. The characteristic. There's much better deals out there. Yeah. Okay, in a big way. Yeah. Now, what gets interesting, we have a hurricane coming in, right? Yes. And, of course, what ends up happening, people say, no, gold, you need gold because that is going to help you in big, dramatic times, right? Yes. Well, bottom line, folks, my son Tommy and myself, we get stuck in Katrina. Right. Okay? When you have bad times like that, is gold better or cash better?
The green dollar, baby.
And folks, this is important for you to understand. Tommy and I actually saw plenty of people with huge amounts of money that had no money. And of course, I'm a cash person, so I always have cash. We saw a couple from Dallas, $25,000 pair of earrings for a cab ride. Oh. Now, the cabbie gave them to get out of Katrina. Yeah. The cabbie gave it back. We got to see them in Houston again. But that was a fact. Wow. So the bottom line is that cash is king.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You stay right there, folks. We have the Dow down 60, NASDAQ down 14, S&P's off 4. And Katrina, that's the next couple days. 70 years ago. Crazy, man.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Is the fast-moving investment world challenging the way you think about managing risk and return? You don't have to go it alone. Directions Alternative Strategy Funds feature built-in tactical management to help you find clarity for the path ahead. Direction Funds, I'm with X. To learn more about Directions Alternative Strategy Funds, please visit TFNN.com and click on the Direction Funds banner or call 877-434-9363. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus contains this and other information about Direction Funds. The prospectus should be read carefully before investing. To obtain a prospectus, go to DirectionFunds.com. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. The use of leverage by a mutual fund increases the risk to the fund. The more a fund invests in leverage instruments, the more leverage will magnify gains or losses on those investments. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Are you looking for some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We have the Dow off 109 right now. Nasdaq's down 27. S&Ps are off 10. Now, let's go overseas, folks, because there's some serious damage being done here in the DAX. The DAX in Germany just came down 4% in 15 minutes. Now, if you remember a couple weeks ago when we were on, the DAX, folks, the DAX is leading number one, but what it had also done before is it did the mini crash before,
yes,
too.
Right.
So this is something that you want to wrap your head around in a big way. Now, it just came back another 100 points. It went down to 54, 51, and no, it comes back 20 points. Let me just see inside here. So.
Now here's the cool thing. I've got the cues up on my screen. Now I've just got a 5-minute chart up because during the first 30 minutes of trading, I always look at that as the opening range. I like to kind of see where we're at, what's going on, and on the cues, just on the 5-minute chart, I go back to 4 o'clock on August the 23rd, and that's the last high real volume bar. We did 3.5 million shares, and now the low of that was 5209. And and that was what we hit. That's where we're trading right now as we speak. Now we came down and tested that 5209 right to the penny on only 1.6 million shares. So we do have at least some lighter volume.
Right.
Doesn't mean we're not going to pull back any further. We're testing that level right now.
Right.
But the DAX is a better headwind of what we need to take a look at.
Longer term. Right. And if we look inside the Qs, of course, the big story and the Qs today is that you have Steve Jobs is retiring. The big story at TFNN, folks. If you haven't heard, our man Mr. Bud Rolfs is retiring. So two great guys that basically retiring.
Yeah.
you know, it's going to be interesting to see what Apple can do. I suspect for the next couple of years they're okay, you know, because Apple is a culture, you know. Now his vision though is different, you know, and it's smart you hear the thing about Disney and him, and I mean you got a lot of, you know, you were in Disney, so you know that deal. I mean, talk to me about that.
Well, and look, I also, you know, have met Steve Jobs a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, isn't that
in fact,
cool?
you know, when I really started my career, it was in the microcomputer industry.
Okay.
And so, and we became, and this was in Florida, started it back in '83. And in 5 years, we went from 0 to $100 million in sales, annual sales.
Wow.
We were the largest dealer of Apple products in the Southeast.
Really?
Yeah, we had 18.
Oh, isn't that cool?
Yeah, we had 18 stores. Now, so I met Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak.
Wow.
Early on.
Yes.
And you know, and what people don't really realize, you know, and I hear a lot of stuff on the media, you know, because people talk about, you know, Steve being fired from Apple or what have you.
Yes.
Well, when we talk about, you know, how important it is, how you manifest things into your life,
right.
Steve actually ended up manifesting that whole deal into his life. And what I mean by that, folks, is what's not really reported is Steve went out after John Scully for 3 years. It took Steve 3 years to get that guy hired.
Okay.
All right, and you know, we talk about how you either run away from what you're fearful of or run towards what it is you want.
Right.
Well, back in those days, what was going on inside the microcomputer industry was we had all this competition, prices continued to fall,
yes.
and there were all these clones coming in there.
Right.
And because Apple was positioned mostly in the educational or the graphic side of the business, okay, and what Steve could see was he could see the product being commoditized.
Right.
Because when we really started out on this thing, we were selling things at 40-point margins. They weren't really commodities then.
Wow.
You know, commodities are when you all of a sudden get down to low margins or what have you. And so Steve, understanding that they had to be commodities, he went after one of the best commodity guys out there.
Right.
And I'm talking about Pepsi.
Sure.
Okay, because it's on every shelf or what have you. So that's why he was going out after him. Now look, folks, if you're a CEO of a company and you're going out to try to find a CEO, there's no co-CEOs. It doesn't really work like that. You have to have one decision maker.
Right.
You know, that doesn't mean there's not a partnership, but there still is one decision maker when push comes to shove. So that's why I say Steve really he really brought that into his life.
That's intense, man.
And you have to, and he, you know, I don't really think he really put that into perspective. I mean, he was only 29, 30 years old at the time. But he knew what he needed to do, or he believed he needed to do that because he thought that Apple was going to have to be commoditized like everything else.
Right.
The reality is what we know is even though with the iPods and everything out there, what Apple's been able to do is hold these higher margins. So when he came back in, okay, you know, we all were paying so much for an MP3 player, right? Because you could buy MP3 players that you could attach to your, you know, for $39.
Right.
But he was selling that same MP3 player for $300.
I know.
Right.
That's
so
amazing.
So when he came back, you know, he came back with a different vision that that, in my opinion, that he didn't have to, you know, look at what people are paying for an iPhone versus what you really could pay for a phone to be able to call people.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. And now he changed not only the perception, he changed the technology, he changed how we get into entertainment, right?
All because, folks, what he always did was he followed what he loved.
Yeah, right.
Okay, which is really so important. The most important, you know, I love being here. Tom loves being here. We're doing what we love. You've got to do what you love too.
It's a beautiful thing. Cooking, brother. Cooking, folks. You stay right there. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We have the Dow off 89, Nasdaq off 22, S&Ps are off 5. We're going to be right back.
Folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in the equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com, under newsletter, hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
And it's my very great pleasure to announce our winner in the Great Panther Silver Coin Giveaway, Patricia Keith of Framingham, Massachusetts. Patricia, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Are you the kind of person that's lucky that wins a lot of things in life or not?
Yeah, I do.
You do? What do you think you attribute this luck to? Is it good living or what?
Positive thinking, yeah.
That is the key. Did you ever think you would win the Great Panther Silver Coin?
No, I didn't, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And how long have you listened to TFNN?
Oh my gosh, 5 years.
Through Labor Day, TFNN will hold a drawing once a day, 5 days a week, business days only. One lucky entrant will receive one of these beautiful coins. Winning one of these extraordinary coins could not be easier. There's no contest and no gimmicks. Go to the front page of TFNN.com for more information. Win free silver all summer long during our Great Panther Silver Summer Silver Giveaway.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading in the gold market. If you're an investor in gold or any of the gold mining equities, this newsletter is an essential tool that can help you become a better trader in the gold market. The Gold Report comes out every Monday with complete coverage of the entire gold market, including the XAU, HUI, the dollar, the bond, the rand, as well as more than 35 different mining equities. For the low price of $150, you will receive 13 weeks of the Gold Report, or you can order up to a full year for under $500. If you'd like to find out more about the Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com, or for more information, call our office at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow off 99 right now. Nasdaq's off 24. S&Ps are off 9.
It's going to be really critical that we watch volume today.
Yeah.
It's going to be so critical. You know, if you just simply were to pull up the SPY chart on a daily, you know, what we've done, folks, today, we've closed the gap. So we closed the gap. We came up to a 0.786 of our move down. So we've done all the things that you're supposed to do where you should see a pullback,
right.
Which is why really watching the volume right now is really so important.
That's right. And if you look at the SPY, folks, with you, now this is where this is where the volume from last week actually helps you.
Yes.
You know, because see, we came down with 513 million. You're at 92 right now. So we'll see how we get into these lower prices out here. You know, this morning, what you also had is that you had Buffett come out and put $5 billion into Bank of America, but
what's that doing to the stock?
You get BAC, folks, and what that did, BAC opened at 829. It's trading at 790 right now, and you got to remember, BAC is the one that didn't need any money.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. No. hey, Warren didn't give it to him as a gift, I don't think. Huh?
No.
What are the strings that are attached?
So here's the strings, folks, okay? And this is, you know, this guy knows how to make money. There's no doubt about it. So
it's nice having a ton of money, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's $5 billion. It's preferred and perpetual preferred, folks. And that means it's forever, okay? Unless they can pay it back, okay, and pay it off.
Okay.
Now the way that works is at 6% on the money.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Plus 700 million shares, a warrant at $7.14. Now, what I haven't been able to find yet is that when the warrant expires.
Okay.
You know, so that is going to be crucial to understand how much money can be made. Because see, the cool thing about a warrant is that you're not putting any money up.
Yeah.
So it has to do with how long that goes out in the future as to, okay, how much bread is going to be made and or lost. But the bottom line, what I got, there's a couple different things out of that. The biggest one is that these corporations are continual liars. You know, I don't need money, I don't need money, I don't need money. Oh, here's $5 billion.
Yeah.
They need money.
Yeah.
And and by the way, folks, they need more than that. You know, that's the bottom line. I think they do anyway.
So you think the Treasury's involved or the FDIC?
No,
trying to push that deal?
No, I think that Buffett has the cash.
Yeah.
He's cute enough to understand that if he comes in there, it's, you know, other people will come in and say, oh, I got to follow him.
Yeah,
okay, so he can keep that up. He gets his money.
For sure.
He knows that, I think everyone knows that they're not going to let Bank of America fail.
Yeah.
Now the question is, does he get out with his money before everyone else gets sucked in?
Right.
And, you know, he did a good job getting out of Goldman Sachs.
Did Berkshire pop up at all from a holding standpoint with inside BAC?
That's a beautiful
beforehand?
thing. Let's go look at that. So let me. I'm going to pull up Bank of America right now. If you're watching this, folks, we'll pull up the highest. Let's see. So let's see. We'll pull up the buys of who is buying into it. Well, you're gonna love this one. Goldman Sachs was buying into it, but all of these people have actually lost, because what you have here when you're looking at this, folks, this is the folks that the filing as of June 30th, and you know the biggest one is Norges Bank. Norges Bank is showing up all over the place, by the way. It's kind of interesting. I gotta pull that.
Where are they out of?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up. So
Norway.
Norway. Oh, they're going to get taken to the cleaners again. These people in Norway have so much money, but they keep getting taken to the cleaners. No, you know, it must be really.
They need to listen to TFNN.
It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing, and it has to do with they have huge amounts of oil off there they get paid for, but they keep getting taken to the cleaners beyond belief. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That's crazy, man. You know, if we look at who was selling, let's pull this baby up. So we'll see. Inside the context, what I'll be able to do is we'll pull up also Berkshire. So who sold? A lot of people were selling. Paulson was selling. Yeah, he sold half his position. You stay right there, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We're going to be coming right back.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today. Click Investments Newsletters and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Studies show that 10,000 hours is what it takes to achieve outstanding results, unless you use the power of leverage. The power of leverage, folks, is key to attaining outstanding success in your trading and investing. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, and author of Mastering Probability, a daily trading and investment newsletter. Let me take your trading to a new level, a whole new level. Let me teach you the secrets that the real Money Masters use each and every day to produce consistent financial results. On top of that, I'll transform your life in ways you never thought imaginable. You'll overcome hurdles like an Olympian. Here's the beauty. I'm so certain that I'll transform your life. I'm giving you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Time, folks. Something you'll never get back. The time is now to take action. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and order Mastering Probability. It'll change your life forever. At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you know, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN introduces Tiger TV. Tiger TV brings you video content to help you succeed in the financial markets and beyond. Investors and traders can get in-depth information, news, commentary, and education for investing and trading equities, options, commodities, forex, futures, and more. Just go to TFNN.com and click Tiger TV and select your favorite channel from the carousel on the left. Grab a popcorn and get ready for Tiger TV, a great new service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Of course, don't forget, folks, each and every day we start programming at TFNN Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We go from 9 to 1 in the afternoon, 3 to 6. And, of course, today you get a great lineup. Steve's coming up right after us. Then you get Larry. You get Dave this afternoon, and I'll be back at 4. You know, this hurricane, and it's going to get interesting because the hurricane's coming into the East Coast, coming into New York.
Yeah.
Your dates are setting up simultaneously. So, you know, it's kind of wild watching how this can shake out. I can't believe it's already Thursday.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so...
Now, this thing's still a Category 3?
It's
right
now, it's a Category 3, and it very well may get bigger as it starts heading into...
I see. So the waters are still pretty warm on the up the coast?
Well, they're particularly warm in the right side, close to the Gulf. It looks like it's not going to hit the Gulf. If it ever come across the Gulf where we are, folks, the waters here are so warm, it's incredible. When you go on the South Florida side, of course, you're in the ocean, and it's cooler, thank God.
Yes. No, so when you were sailing up there...
That's right.
How do you compare the water temperature to down here?
Oh, water's freezing.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought.
You know, the amazing part is when I think I used to go swimming up there all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing.
No, I know.
But now it's not even close.
No.
You know what's so weird, too, though, actually, is that I know, and the waters are clean compared to what they used to be up there, but when you look at them, they're like black compared to down here. It's weird. It's too bad, really. You know, until you get out to the blue water, but the blue water, even out there, is a good 4 or 5 miles out. Yeah. You know, being in the computer business back in the 80s, so many companies were out on the West Coast. So I'd be out there for meetings or what have you. And I remember it was one of the coldest sailing days that I ever had. Beautiful blue skies. Right. Sun out. Right. I mean, we're going off of John Wayne's area. Newport Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a beautiful boat.
Right.
In the middle of the afternoon, and I was freezing. I mean, I had to have jeans and a sweatshirt on, and was still cold because the Pacific was so cold. Yeah. You know, and you had the breeze coming out.
And I know that house well.
Oh my God!
Do you know that house?
Cold.
So check that out. I was stationed out there, folks, in '68 to '70. And that house was the first thing I did because that's why I went to the Marines with John Wayne. I remember. Oh,
did you? That's cool.
This is a sixth story, right?
That's great.
My mother, I'm getting my appendix out, folks. I don't know, I'm like 14. And I'm getting my appendix out, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching John Wayne. And my mother walks in my bedroom. I said, I'm going to the Marines. She's looking at me. You're not going anywhere. I said, I'm going to the Marines. And I finally made her sign, folks. I told her I was going to run away.
Oh, that's great. That's classic.
That's classic. Because she had to sign in for me because I was only 17. Yeah. I said, you got a choice. I'm running away, or I'm going to sign in. I mean, can you imagine if one of my children said that to me now? It's like, oh, man, what are you talking about? Come on. What happens? Yeah. Crazy. You know, there's some pressure out here, folks, and the DAX is a thing, and I'm sure you know that move in the DAX is saying something. So we'll see where this shakes out. But you know, if we do go back to last week, bottom line, not last week, a few weeks ago, the DAX signaled first that hey, there's trouble in paradise here. So we'll see. Just what the trouble is. At this particular point, you're only at 100 million, so this is...
Still not a lot of volume, but...
Which is good.
It is, you know, and even on the... what do I have up here? I guess I've got the 10-minute chart on the SPY. So it's coming up against its next level of support right now as we speak, which is a high-volume bar again at the close on August 23rd. So we'll see how it responds.
And one other thing, one of our Tigers is in there. Angie says her son wants to join the military. He's 17. Well, Angie, you have him give me a call because you know what? It's great. The military is great. Marines are great. I'll encourage them, but you know what I'll encourage them for? First, go to college and then be an officer, because the bottom line is that you want to be the generals. You don't want to be the privates. You don't want to be the grunts, folks. You want to be the generals. And please have them call me, because I'm telling you, you know, I ended up I was a corporal at OCS, which is Officer Candidate School, right? And I watched. You want to be an officer. That's the bottom line. There's no two ways about it, because you can. Hey, what you know what you're going to have, and this is what exactly what I say to them. You're going to have the kid in high school that you couldn't stand. He went to college, and then he's going to tell you what to do, that's going to flip you right out. There's no doubt about it. Okay? He wants to be a sniper. I love it. Do you know what I mean? You know what we'll do first, Angie? I'm going to bring him up to South Boston. We'll bring him in the middle of the city. We'll have a couple beefs. I'll get him right racked up, because more than likely he's like a couple of you know, my children that depending where, you know, the first couple grew up in the city, so they know what it is. Second couple haven't grown up in the city, and you know, they think they, you know, can bang it out. And the bottom line is that I think we just have to, you know, put them in the middle of the city. We'll bring them up to South Boston. Put them in M Street Park and say, good luck. Now make your way out of here. It's a fact, though, folks. You know, bottom line is that it's a beautiful thing. But have them give me a call. I'd love to talk to them, because if you're going to go out there, folks, get your education first. Be an officer out there. And then what does happen is that the structure is different, you know. And, you know, not everyone can do it. But if you can do it, why not do it? Do you know what I mean? Why not? And unfortunately, just like me, you know, TV, you know, the whole promotion is big. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we're all, what would you call it? We're like sponges when you're young. You're, I want to go.
We hope we're like sponges when we're young.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like, no, we know better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have all that too. You have all that. I mean, everyone told me. My uncles are telling me, hey, these guys were in the Marines. No, you can't go here. You got. I gotta go.
That's great. That's great.
So, you know, job-wise out here, we had some job numbers come out, and I guess the numbers went up, but a lot of that has to do with Verizon. You know, they're on strike, and you know.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah. That's what they're pointing the finger at.
Inside that number. You know? I mean, you know, it's interesting because the market wants to pull back, but you know, economy-wise, I mean, little by little, it looks to me like, you know, we're going forward. You know, and this connect between the market and jobs is going to get interesting because, you know, can these big international companies, are they going to keep sucking jobs out? And I suspect they are. I mean, that's what we're going to try to do.
Their first responsibility, if you're the CEO, your first responsibility is going to be to your board.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're trying to protect your job.
Right.
And then your second responsibility is going to be your shareholders.
Right.
You know, and so you're going to make what is the best economic decision.
Right.
And so, you know, so employees come last.
Yeah, no, there's, and that's pretty intense.
I mean, that doesn't mean that you don't focus on your employees, but you know, and they are important.
Right.
But just in that decision-making process, they're going to do what makes sense for the company.
Right.
Because it is about survival. It's about being dropped off in the middle of Boston.
Yeah.
And being able to make your way out. You know, I mean, if you're running one of those companies, you know, those are the folks that you want.
No, there's no doubt about it. You know. You stay right there, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We have the Dow right now down 158. Nasdaq's off 38. S&Ps are off 13. You got gold down 14. Overseas, let's take a look at it. You got the FTSE off 1 4/10. The DAX is off 2%. We're going to be right back.
Great Basin Gold is a mining company engaged in the exploration and development of 2 emerging gold properties in Nevada and South Africa with a total resource base of more than 23 million gold ounces. Great Basin's Burnstone mine in South Africa opened in February of this year with a resource of 20 million gold ounces, becoming the first mine to open in the historic Witwatersrand Rand Basin in the last 30 years. The Burnstone mine is projected to have a 25-year mine life and is fully financed with production anticipated to be over 250,000 ounces per year at a cash cost of only $450 per ounce. The Hollister mine in Nevada became fully integrated in the 4th quarter of 2010 with annual production estimates of 110,000 ounces of gold per year over the 8-year mine life at a cash cost of only $527 per ounce. Great Basin Gold is cash flow positive and trades on the Toronto and New York stock exchanges under the symbol GBG.
some extra cash to help pay off some of your bills? Let Tiger Metal Exchange convert your unwanted jewelry to cash. We pay out 80% of the market price for gold. Our payouts are the highest in the industry, more than double our largest competitors. And we've created the safest, easiest, and most straightforward process for converting your jewelry to cash. Log on to TigerMetalExchange.com and get your free scale, your free eye loop, and get the cash you deserve now. We provide a free online calculator that converts your jewelry to cash at up-to-the-minute spot prices. We insure your items for up to $75,000 per shipment free of charge. We videotape the entire valuation process so that you can view it online. You can call us toll-free at 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. Let Tiger Metal Exchange put more cash in your pocket without ever leaving the comfort of your home. Join the list of thousands of satisfied customers and go to TigerMetalExchange.com. It's the only click you need to make.
Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
You've heard Bud Rolfs give his expert technical analysis of the stock market on the radio. Now you can have his superior trading advice and his best stock picks delivered right to your desktop every week with his newsletter, The Torch. Using his own trademarked Warpath trading system, Bud will help you to increase your odds of making and saving money in the markets with powerful stock selection, stock analysis, and trading plan strategies. Published every Monday morning, each issue of The Torch features full-color charts in an easy-to-follow format. You will also receive not only the big picture of what's going on in the major markets and critical sectors, but also featured stock picks with complete trading plans and technical setups, as well as the Subscribers Corner, where Bud analyzes stocks submitted by subscribers. Visit TFNN.com today and receive your 2-week free trial of The Torch. That's a $75 value. Sign up now and make sure you receive all the great market analysis and winning trade ideas in every action-packed issue of The Torch from Bud Rolfs.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. My new book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, is for sale at Amazon.com for only $18.40.
Welcome back, folks. We get the Dow off 156, NASDAQ off 38, S&Ps are off 16. Now, you know what's interesting is that the downdraft in gold here, right?
Yeah.
And in 2008, gold started it. And gold started it, folks, 2 months before the market actually went. It was March to May. So it's going to be interesting, and it's something that you better keep your eye on. You know, gold topped in March. Folks thought it never could go down. The bottom line went down 42%. The market topped in May.
Yeah.
And, you know, so the way that this market is setting up, it's important to keep your eye on, of course, the whole market, but in particular, how this shakes out, you know. And I know we're looking at, tell me about what we're looking at here.
Well, Larry, you know, one of the great things about everything that you've got set up here and the contributors that we have, you know, is we're all taking a look at different things. So Larry, you know, happened to ping us so that we could, he wanted us to go ahead and pull up a 30-minute chart on the gold contract. And really what he was pointing out was, you know, one of the patterns that he's taught us, you know, is this 3 drive to a top or 3 drive to a bottom pattern.
That's right.
So on the 30-minute chart, you've got both. Now, the real cool thing about this pattern, folks, is you don't force it to work. You know, it either works proportionally and from a time standpoint, or it doesn't. So you don't really force it. And when you can take a look at the 3 drive pattern, it really was almost a perfect 3 drive pattern to a top.
Amazing.
It's really a great reward to risk, you know, play. And unfortunately, we weren't looking at it when, you know, because when they fail miserably.
Right.
Okay? But when they work, they also work so well. You know, in this case here, you can see how gold just simply made that 3 drive to a top and pulled down. And I remember back years ago when oil was trading up in that 140, it also had a 3 drive pattern up to the top,
intense.
you know, on an intraday. You know, pulled back from 140 down to about 40 or what have you.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Now, one of the reasons, you know, and didn't talk with Larry, but I would imagine one of the things that he's really taken a look at here on the same 30-minute chart and the 3 drive to the bottom at that 1705 is how critical of an area that is to hold. Because if that breaks, that just tells you how strong, you know, that move is that's going to be down there. So, you know, it should be a support area, you know, on this 30-minute chart, but you really got to pay attention to it. So it's really a critical support area. I don't know what else. You know, I haven't looked at any other fib, you know, areas. But what's nice is that you just simply draw it, and it's very symmetrical.
And you know what you have, you know, folks, if you go back to 08, it turns into a liquidity event.
Yes.
And with liquidity inside the context, folks, that what do people have that they can sell to basically get some bread? Now, yesterday on the GLD, the GLD reported they sold 873,000 ounces. The day before, 750.
Okay.
And they're going to be selling a lot more today. They have to, and that's the cash market. That is an event that hadn't happened in the past because the GLD's only been out here since 2004.
Yeah.
That is going to continue to keep pressure on the market, which is pretty wild to see how that does shake out. You know, I mean, it's pretty intense all around. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. You want to go to one of our callers?
Sure. We get Mike from California. Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding me.
I'd like to get your opinion, both of you, on what silver's doing. It looks like it's bouncing a little bit this morning, which I'm a little bit surprised at, considering gold's still going down.
Well, silver already got whacked out. I mean, you know, if we take a look at silver,
that's interesting.
You know, you have a consolidation. You know, the bottom of that consolidation. You can see silver got to what, the 38.76 today. You're at $40 right now. You're doing 50,000 contracts. You know, that's saying that you know, she still wants to go lower. Once she got inside that $42 and 24 cents, 29 cents, that's saying, hey, it's coming back down the other side, man.
Because I'm looking specifically at ZSL, which you know is inverse to the price of silver. What would be a good entry point?
On the ZSL, you're at 12.64. I mean, you know, back into 11.96 would be a beauty as long as it's lighter than 12 million shares. Have a great one, folks. Have a safe one. Thanks for calling. You stay right there, folks. Get our man Steve Rhodes coming up next. Larry Pesavento all the way from Tucson. Dave White from Tampa, and I'll be back at 4.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to